Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 3, Ruined World. We have found a concealed tunnel that may lead us to some insight on the origins of the giants and the troglodytes. But first, I picked up a bunch of items from the Woodsy Tower last time, and I want to identify them. Oh, a poison potion. Hooray. That's right, Garnet. I'm just going to drop that right here in the dungeon. Cursed Broadsword. I think that's the one we picked up from the Ogre Skeleton battlefield a while back. And the shiny rock is a rough diamond. And we've got all of the items that Connie's been carrying around, plus cleansing powder, which casts cleanse. It's not that useful to me. Potion of Doom is absolutely not useful. Nor is the Cursed Ring. Okay, Magic Great Helm and Firestone. Those are potentially useful items from Childrath's Horde. Well, the Firestone will shoot out flame spells and be heavy. Meh. I might stash them away somewhere to sell if I ever need more gold. And yes, I believe that was everything I got. Alright then. So with that, I'm going to leave the concealed tunnel. And take a rest. Alright, what shall we do next? Yeah, I'm kidding, I'm going back in. And since this is not a safe place to deposit items, all the stuff I dropped is gone. Yay. So the puzzle is, while a barrel exists, none may pass. I see a barrel, I see a hole. Problem solved. Or maybe not. The invisible force still stops me. So, tedious magical barrier trap thingy indeed. We've got to go hunt down more barrels. And actually get them where I want to go. Do-do-do. Oh, no. You fool. Eventually, I figure out how the mechanic actually works. Okay, 3 barrels down the hole. Oh, here's another hole. And that is perhaps all of the barrels? No, I need to do a bit more searching around, it would seem. Oh, barrel, where might you be hiding? Ha! Here's one. And a chunk of water. Yeah, we cannot push the barrel into the secret passage. So into the drink it goes. Can I pass now? I knew there was at least one extra barrel. I don't want to walk too far down the passage, lest I leave the dungeon and have to reset. Well, this is maddening. The spell fails? Ugh. Okay, there's clearly still some space in here, so... Secret passage within a secret passage. Sometimes I hate you, Jeff. Okay, I've searched everywhere I can reasonably search. And I am allowed to pass. Okay. Oh. The moving wall smashes you into a wall. You now have a more than passing resemblance to raspberry jam. What a mean trap. Okay, I'm going to have to go and redo all of that. Including identifying my stuff, so, yeah, I guess I'll cut and see you back in a moment. Okay, we are back in the room with the mysteriously moving walls. So it looks like the red ones move down and the white or brown ones move up. Okay. Right, basalt walls move down, adobe walls move up, and regular white brick walls stay in place. Nyet. That was a bad plan. Oh, but I do see... No, that's not an escape route. That's just a little divot for another wall to go into. Here we go. A crate. Am I going to have to destroy crates now? Nyeh. I would not like to be crushed, please. Okay, there's a teleporter. You stand before a shimmering red portal. Looking into it, you can vaguely make out the image of another cavern. Enter it. The portal teleports you to another cavern. The teleportation makes you feel very ill, as if you've just been flung quite some distance. Okay, we've been flung all the way across the dungeon. And more moving walls. Yay. Knew there had to be one of them somewhere. Moving walls, now in bigger chunks. Insubstantial shapes rise through the floor. You look around you and see a lot of them. They're spirits and specters who float through the moving walls to attack you. Well, now that hardly seems fair. Whatever shall I do with a whole bunch of undead enemies? Waha! Do I want a quick ghast or do I want a ruby skeleton for funsies? Yeah, so the enemies appear unaffected by the moving walls. I'm not sure I will be so lucky. I'm not sure my allies will be so lucky, in fact. That's the sound I like to hear. Oh, are my fireballs not hitting the ones who are in the middle of walls? Ugh. Thank you, Ruby Skeleton. Ah, nuts, I can't see that space to target it. Now again. Oh, right, with the walls blocking the fieriness. Ruby Skeleton just took out 3 rats all on its own. That was cool. I would like for the skeleton to target the spellcasters and not just the rats, but you take what you get. Flame Strike may be somewhat of a waste of spell points. Meh. Sometimes I like the things that make other things dead faster. So far nobody's been squished. This is good. Potion of Paralysis. No thank you. Let's switch over to something lighter on the spell point UL. Something lighter on the spell point usage. Still not dead. Should probably do some healing. Would you stop summoning distractions? Thank you. Of course, I can't get things across the room. Not everything is dead enough. Huzzah. Okay, I think, yeah, all the gettable items are just gold or items I don't want. And the portcullis is still closed despite everything being dead. Time to start investigating for the secret passages. Here's something. I'd forgotten what a pain this dungeon is. I see a switch, and I see some barriers. And it's funny, when I try to remember this dungeon, most of the memories that come up are actually from the Avernum 3 version, with the laser traps and such like. Of course. Well, at least I dispelled the barrier that was keeping the quick... Oh. Moving wall. That possibly was a bad plan? Let's keep the quick fire in there, shall we? You pull the lever. It makes a nice, satisfying clicking sound. And the portcullis is now open. One of them is, anyway. That's a lot of crates. Let me guess. Move the crates, let the wall move. And that will eventually solve the problem. Something or other. There's a black shade. There is the black shade. Bleh. Yeah. Another stout wooden lever. Hehe, I can use the crate as cover if I'm clever. And whatever this is. The corridor to the west slopes gently downward. You can't see the end of it. It's at least a few hundred feet long. And now we are in the barrier cavern. You reach a large cave, far below the mighty mountains above you. The cavern glows with magical energy, and with the light of the crystal to the west of you. The crystal to the west sits on a large pedestal, and seems to be pumping energy into two magical barriers, to the north and south of it. To see more details, you'll need to get closer. Once again, I should probably heal. We've got some fire pits. And large barriers indeed. And a Doom Guard. Oh, what fun we are about to have. I believe there are some good strats for dealing with Doom Guards, beyond just the traditional wail on him with weapons. I'm not certain if I feel like doing all of that right now. Although... what I could do is start doing... oh, of course, I never learned summoning spells. Oh, actually I have another, more interesting idea. What if I summon an ogre mage who will help do some summoning for... not enough spell points. Well, I still have enough to summon a quick guest. That was totally not a mistake. Totally. So, Doom Guards. They split when they hit. They have kind of a lot of health points. Wall of Blades could be interesting here. But no. Let's see if I can get an ogre mage to do some summoning for me, and maybe hit the summon limit before the Doomguard does. And also Major Blessing. And also one of those. And also a Scry Monster, because Doomguards are actually quite rare. the Doom Guard. This one only has 21 health. They are immune to everything except physical attacks. Grab some snacks, kids. This might take a little while. Ah, my quick gast. Also, I may need to put up some defensive perimeter around my ogre mage if I can reach him. Interesting. That doesn't seem to trigger their splitting. Well, I'm down my quick gast and my ogre mage, but I do have a demon on my side. Hooray. Honestly, Wall of Blades is more effective than I thought. Yeah. Okay, spellcasting summons may be somewhat less effective against magically immune enemies. Don't breathe on him, you fools! Claw him! And every now and then I find a Doom Guard that hasn't taken a lot of damage, and then I split off a whole bunch of new ones. This is fine. Also, have I actually scryed any ice lizards? If not, here we go. Breathes ice, is a lizard. Okay, so my summoning plan seems to have been a bust, but for whatever reason, the Doom Guards aren't always splitting? Maybe if a particular Doom Guard is surrounded, it cannot split. Huh. Interesting, but doesn't do a whole lot to solve my problem right now. Well, that one wasn't surrounded and he wasn't splitting. Here, have more blade wall. Most useless summons. That plan seemed promising, but it was a wash. I wish I had Shockwave right now. Where is Shockwave in this game? Seriously, I don't remember. And I haven't wanted to spoil myself by looking it up. You know, it's possible I didn't even really have to engage with the Doom Guard at all. I could have just treated it as a distraction. As long as I didn't mind a Doom Guard swiping at me every move or so I took. starting to see the end of the horde? Maybe not. One eternity later. Well, I'm not actually done with the Doom Guards yet, but I stepped on a square that triggers this message. So, after much journeying and many battles, one of which you are still in the middle of, you seem to have come to the goal of your quest. It's a pedestal with a crystal on it. The crystal is only a foot high. Its small size amazing considering the incredible power that rests inside it. A narrow beam of blinding white light extends from the crystal to the two massive magical barriers, one to the north and one to the south. The beam of light is the conduit for the energy that keeps the barriers active and stable. You know that many evil creatures are pent up on the other sides of the barriers, and that those dealing with a magical artifact of this power must be very careful, or be slain. Or worse. Bearing that in mind, it would be very easy to smash the crystal creating the barriers. Do you? Not right now, no. Okay, last one. I'm sure someone in the comments will have a better strategy for the Doom Guards, but the slow slog is how I've traditionally done it. For better or for worse, and some of the Doom Guards dropped food. I'm sure everyone in my party would dearly love a snack after all of that. Anyway, saving time. Okay. Relatively short barriers plugging up some narrow passages. And the only thing we have left to do in here, smash the crystal. One of the drawbacks of putting this much energy in an inanimate object, such as a crystal, is that the energy must be very delicately balanced, and thus that it will take very little to upset it. Bearing this in mind, you stand a safe distance away and throw a big rock at the crystal. And still take a fair bit of magical damage. It takes you a few minutes to get back up off the ground without falling back down again. You survey the carnage, a blackened pedestal, surrounded by broken shards of crystal, the thick smell of ozone, and two newly unblocked passages. Suddenly, a glowing, insubstantial figure appears in front of you, floating above the pedestal. It says simply, "They will make you pay for this. You have far yet to journey. In Gale and Blackcrag lie the keys." Then it disappears. Before you have time to digest this, you are interrupted yet again. Troglodytes run through the southern passage, coming to see what caused the explosion. Giants come from the north, searching for their natural enemies, the Troglos. These two foes each face a field filled with their enemies and emit joyous battle cries. Unfortunately, you're right between them, and humans count as enemies to both sides. You have restarted the war between the Troglodytes and the Giants. By causing them to waste their energy against each other, you have saved many human lives. The question now is whether you'll survive long enough to enjoy your victory. Okay, let's GTFO for a moment. The crystal is surrounded by dozens of crystal shards. You pick up a few of them. Maybe someone at Fort Emergence will be able to tell you something about them. Solid plan there. Blarg. I don't have enough energy for a slow group. Well, even if I have the Raise Dead spell, Steven would have been the one to cast it, so, maybe try that again, but a little better this time. Some help you were, Miss Mischief. Okay. Let's have most of my party members stand way back over here. Amethyst can go smashy smashy. Oh, that's hardly fair that, everyone took damage regardless of where in the room they're standing. Okay. Amethyst is hasted thanks to the helmet, but she's also at the end of a turn. Welp. Oh, that's bad. Okay, let's try that again. From the top. So, let's send one person to the crystal, and everybody else can go hide over here somewhere. Maybe I should give Amethyst a little haste just to be on the safe side. So, smashy smashy. And now time to run. Yeah, I'm not dealing with all that right now. You all can sort yourselves out, I'll be back. Corridor slopes back up to the east. Return? Yes, please. The portcullis to your east opens. Oh, brilliant. I don't have to go through all of the puzzles again. Well, getting out of here was much easier than getting in. Now I take a much-needed rest, both in-game and as a Sally Cat. So, there's more to see in the tunnels under the mountains, but I'm going to do that next episode. Have a good one, everybody.